The Amazing Digital Circus Episode 7 could possibly be a very controversial episode, according to none other than Michael Kovach. It's been known from the very start that Digital Circus would only last a total of 9 episodes, and with us now being only 3 episodes away from the ultimate climax, I knew that it would be only a matter of time before things started to take a turn when it came to the show's writing and storytelling. Recently, Michael Kovach, who really needs no introduction, joined another YouTuber, Camilla, in a live stream where the topic was brought up about the direction that Digital Circus is headed in, and this is what he had to say.
The rest of the show is a little more serious, so get
ready.
Get ready, the show is getting serious now.
Oh, yes.
I now know how the show ends, and I'm very excited for you guys to know as well, because oh boy, I like how they've handled it. I actually like the way the show's going, and I hope you guys do too. Goose actually was in a stream with the guy that voices Disappearing Guy, Jobby.
Yes.
And she explained that episode 7, the next episode, will piss off people. And I will be honest, it probably will. I think that'll be the episode that somewhat tears the fan base a little bit, because some people will see that episode and love the direction it's going. Some people will feel like betrayed by the way it goes.
Honestly, I love unexpected surprises like that like no one would have ever guessed. Like that's kind of the way that I hope it would go. That'd be kind of cool.
As soon as I saw what they do with that episode, I love it. I loved it. I mentioned it to a friend and they were like, dude, that's ass. I hate it. And I'm like, dude, we're on 2 separate viewpoints on this. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
But there are some people that are going to hate it.
The great division.
You know what?
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine. This is Goose's story. This is what the story she wants to tell.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome. And I hope people overall really do enjoy the direction it goes.
I mean, Goose has already done an amazing job with the way that it's already being done, so I'm excited, if anything.
Yeah, it's such a good show. I love it.
Yes.
And I know there are people that are upset that it's only 9 episodes and has no chance for a season 2.
Yeah.
Again, Goose's story, she only wrote it with the intention of it being this specific storyline.
Yeah.
Didn't really anticipate adding more stuff to the plot. Episode 5, actually, Untitled, that episode was described to us technically as being a filler episode, because she did want to add at least one episode where there's a bunch of silly adventures. And so she made episode 5 and was like, yeah, this is our filler episode.
How is that a filler? It is incredible.
It doesn't feel like a filler episode.
No, if
right?
anything, it was one of my favorite episodes.
Mine too.
Yeah.
But that was her idea of what a filler episode is.
No, yeah, that's practically insane to even consider it a filler. It was so good.
And I felt like it does a really good job of bridging the gap between 4 and 6, where it's still really silly and funny, but it's a lot of silly stuff that kind of hints to serious things.
Yeah.
And then episode 6 leads into the much more serious things. And then episode 7 and onward get more serious.
Yep.
Okay, there's a lot to discuss just based on that clip alone. I know we all have our theories about what is going to happen at the end of the series, but the fact of the matter is, Glitch along with Gooseworks can be incredibly unpredictable. Sure, I make tons of theory videos about different Glitch shows like Digital Circus, but how many of those theories actually turn out to be true? Or at the very least, how many have been 100% accurate? Sure, I'll get something right every so often, but that just goes to show just how much we truly don't know as fans. What Michael is saying here is a prime example of that. Him saying that the fan base will be divided after episode 7 makes me wonder who or what he is specifically talking about. And what does he mean by betrayed? That's the key word right there. Now, this isn't the only thing that I think Michael could be talking about, but I feel like one of the implications could be related to, of course, Pomni and Jax's relationship after the previous episode. I know the Funny Bunny shippers are going insane, but let's be honest here. Jax is a broken individual. Although not explicitly stated, his body language is more than enough to piece together that he has lost a lot, and as a result pushes everyone away, especially Pomni, which some theorized is due to her reminding Jax of Ribbit. Okay, I understand this is stuff we already know, but I wanted to use that as a way to set the stage for discussing where I think their relationship is headed. Sure, Jax may have lost a lot, but what if he's let his fake persona take over for so long that he's starting to actually believe everything he says, making him someone that is not fully aware of the decisions he's making, but as a result becomes a character that is truly irredeemable. So many people want Jax to have a happy ending and have this big redemption arc, but what if he doesn't? What if his choices, no matter if it's his true intention or not, leads to his destruction and ultimately his abstraction? I haven't talked about it much openly on the channel, but for a while I honestly didn't think anyone would actually abstract by the end. Glitch always tries to end their shows on a high note, even with higher stakes. However, the further we progress in the series, the more I'm starting to think that Gooseworks is not afraid of killing off one of the main cast members. And if this Tumblr post is anything to go by, yeah, this is going to be a very interesting finale, and I would not be surprised if this also applied to the rest of the series as well, episode 8 and 9. That just makes a lot of sense, and I feel like the end of the series is just going to completely divide the fandom. But yeah, let's kill off one of the cast members. I feel like it's just building up to something much bigger, and especially after the previous episode in that scene with Jax, I feel like if anyone were to abstract, it would be him. Although I wasn't convinced that anyone would abstract originally, in the back of my mind, it was one of two characters that I thought would abstract. Either Kinger, just, you know, based on obvious reasons, and Jax. And after episode 6, that kind of solidified my belief in Jax potentially being the one to abstract. Yeah, I'm not sure if they will actually go as far as to do that to one of the main cast members, but hell, I would be honestly all for it if they took that direction. Side note, I gotta hand it to Gooseworks. Her calling episode 5 a filler episode in her mind is a really neat way of giving fans a low stakes episode while still keeping to her initial plan of 9 episodes. Finally, I'd like to quickly discuss another possible reason as to why episode 7 may potentially divide the fanbase. Up until now, there have been little breadcrumbs and hints giving us an idea of where things may be headed. But what if we're all being misled? What if CNA is not all it seems, along with Kane himself? We've all been under the impression that CNA is the company responsible for creating the Digital Circus, with Kane being an AI that is just ignorant to everyone around him and has no idea what's going on and thinks he's doing a good thing, but in reality he's just causing his own destruction. But what if that is all just a cover-up for something much bigger? Although I won't go into too much detail about what that could be in this video, I'll actually have a separate theory all about Kane coming out in the near future, probably sometime next week, but there are a lot of ways that this could go. For example, one theory I've actually seen thrown around quite a bit is the possibility that there are no actual humans trapped in the Digital Circus and that everyone is an AI. Sure, that may sound like a super unrealistic theory, but why? Yeah, the characters all act human, but what's stopping them from taking the show in that direction? There are so many ways that this episode, along with the rest, could divide the fan base, more than I can count. My big prediction for episode 7 is I think Kane is going to truly snap. I really think that he is just going to completely give up. We have seen in not only the episodes themselves, but even some of the recent titles, that it kind of seems like Kane is just giving up. And so I wouldn't be surprised if whatever adventure we go on, if we even go on an adventure in episode 7, I would not be surprised if it's just like the most basic ass, like even more basic than the fast food restaurant. I feel like Kane is just gonna completely stop caring, and that's when his arc is gonna kind of hit that climax where he's just gonna completely go off the rails. Yeah, I just have so many questions about what Michael was saying here, and I guess Michael was also kind of going back to what Gooseworks was saying, so I guess this all originates back from what she said, but I definitely feel like this livestream clip provides better context as to what could potentially happen, and I'm just, my god, I am so excited, and I really would love to hear your thoughts down below. That's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed watching. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and please consider subscribing to help this channel reach our goal of 30,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time guys, this is Inferno signing off.